Howdy, folks. It's your boy here, and welcome back. So we got these two new remix banners today. We got one for Gotoh and King Freyr, obviously because they just got remixed. So I'm going to go ahead and do the little banner breakdown. This is way late, by the way. Normally I try to get these out at least around release time for the banners, or maybe like a couple hours after. But we've waited damn near the entire day. I've been sick like all day. So before we talk about that, I just want to show off the calendar because this will reveal when the next actual banner is going to be with new characters. So on the 18th, we're getting a Special Heroes Summoning event, which is going to be Special Heroes meaning some kind of seasonal. Probably the Bride banner, considering the time frame that we're in right now. So what are we going to do about that? Well, we're going to get the trailer on the 16th, or it's not exactly like 2 days fully before the banner drops. It's more like a day and a couple of hours, just because of the way they time releases and the actual daily resets for Faye. So we have that coming out. Long story short, what I was just trying to get at is that you probably don't want to summon on these two banners here, at least not until seeing the trailer for the upcoming seasonal banner. So are these any good to summon on anyway? Well, why don't we go ahead and take a look here. So, starting off on colorless, we have Gotoh, of course, who I actually think they gave him a solid refine. A lot of what they did was just make him a better offense, Aetherraid's offense support unit, where he's just giving more stuff to your allies, which is always going to be good. He doesn't really need to do anything himself. He just needs to stand there and support, and that's basically what he does. So I think he's going to work out just fine, especially if you've already got a lot of merges on him. He is an offensive light season mythic hero. So what that means is any merges are going to raise your score for this guy. So summoning for him here, not the worst idea. His upgraded C skill was Preempt Ploy. It's an okay fodder skill, but it really depends. It's only good on units that have high res that can use it. And we also just have a lot of skills that do this right now. It seems like they've pigeonholed C skills for certain archetypes into a select few things. So your C skill is either going to be a self-buffing and ally-buffing C skill. Think things like Insight Hone, Outcry Dull, etc. It's either going to be something that gives you movement, like the Tempest skills, or it's going to be something that gives you cooldown pulsing. And this would fall into that category, where we're getting a little bit of cooldown right there. So whichever category of C skill you like best is the one to go for. This one is okay, but is it the best in slot option? I don't think about that. I don't think so. So he is accompanied by the Entwined Ash. She's also okay. Her fodder is okay. Like Flame Wall's okay. I think Arc Rival is better on most of the units that can get color advantage. If a unit can't get color advantage, then maybe Flame Wall is better. But even then, I would say what you're getting out of Arc Rival may still just be overall better anyway. The only thing, when you don't have color advantage with Arc Rival, you're missing out on the Scowl on the enemies and then the Rally Spectrum cooldown for yourself, which maybe that matters, maybe it doesn't. It depends completely. Distant attack and defense form is okay, but dude, there's so many ways to get distant counter now. I wouldn't waste an A slot passive just to get it anymore. And then Lagoo's Friend, which is also okay, but we have other skills that are just better and more competitive and more recent, like Patience, for example. I'd probably rather run Patience on this unit now than have Lagoo's Friend, even though it's going to be really hard to get her to 30 speed, but having that Patience counterattack on the enemy phase, which does not count as a follow-up, so it can bypass a lot of those abilities that have DR on enemy follow-ups. It's just really clutch. So yeah, that's one option. If you just want strictly DR and true damage, then Pair Up is probably better. So yeah, not really much to say about this Ashe. She is cute, but outside of that, that's basically it. All right, then on red, we have Plumeria, still the only offensive dancer for Astra Season, which means she's a good unit to merge. And that's basically all there is to say. Fodder is nothing. She is a dancer. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what her dance effects do anymore. She just dances, and that's all that matters. She is accompanied by not Bride Embla, just Beast Embla here. Dark Season Embla. Severance is nice. It inflicts feud, which if you were keeping track, Feud is really good right now. Problem is, she'd be more relevant in Aetheryte's offense if she was runnable there, and she's not. So, yeah, defense teams don't really need her right now, and that means there's not really much point in running her or getting merges either. These defense mythic heroes, never a good idea to really fish for merges on them. Then on blue, we have Shez. Legendary female Shez. Actually, not a bad unit. I like using her in Arena Assault. I actually get a lot of mileage out of her in there. Her refine and remix weren't crazy, but they're just enough that she can manage to kill certain things, like pesky enemies you'll run into in Arena. So, yeah, she does come in handy, especially with Lin Ring in there, but outside of that, not really a unit I'd be running otherwise. And then we have the Entwined Sharena, actually a pretty good unit, and pretty good fodder, too. She's got Arc Rival and Assault's Impetus. I think Assault Guard is actually just way better than Assault's Impetus, but Assault's Impetus is still okay, and it does still give you momentum for the prerequisite if you need that for Assault Guard, and you can use it to pick up other skills as well. Surprisingly, Excel skills, as outdated as they are, they're still like, I would say the second or third best option still. There's Blue Skies Gust, and then those variations. I can't remember the defensive variation name for Blue Sky Gust. And then select movement types have other options as well if you're not a cavalry. But for what it's worth, the Excel skills are still like kind of okay. They give you true damage and true DR, which you can't really deny is good. Sharena herself with the refresh action ability is good, but she's been on a lot of banners lately if I think about it. So maybe not the best time to try to go for her now if you already got her. And then we have Mythic Satyr. I actually like this unit a lot. I like what they did with her remix. They just made her like a good offensive unit and gave her a little more support. So that's really what she needed. But more importantly, they allow her to turn off actions on the start of any turn instead of only one set of turns, which was even numbered turns before. Or was it odd or even numbered turns before? I can't remember. But she was only able to turn off actions on one of those. Now she just does it on either. Doesn't matter if it's an even or odd number turn. So, yeah, I do like her, and she is an offensive mythic hero, so that is relevant. And she's color sharing with Legendary Ninian. Actually, not a bad unit to merge, I guess. She is one of the better legendary heroes, especially for Water Season. And just in general, I think she's actually a great unit. Pretty good dancer, and then she can offense, and she bypasses physical save, because she's not a physical unit, technically. So there's actually a lot of good utility with this character. I do like her right now. So I would say if you're going to summon on this banner, which I don't recommend. Yeah, honestly, any of the colors that have offense mythic heroes, like colorless has Gotoh, green has Satyr, and red has Plumeria. If you need merges on any of those, I guess you could try it. But yeah, outside of that, not really. And then King Freyr's banner. Let's take a look here. So King Freyr, of course, his remix didn't live up to expectations, but when was it ever going to? He does have Def Res Fortune, though, which could be a nice skill to give to Miklon if you're planning to build him. Or Miklin. I was calling him Miklin because of George Mikan, the basketball player. But, yeah, I think his name is pronounced Miklon. Either way, I really don't care. Like, you guys know me. I do not care about name pronunciations. Especially in a game that is predominantly Norse in terms of language. It's like English is a second language in Fae, and the main language is Norse. Do I look like a Viking, guys? Come on. I was born in Brooklyn, man. I can barely speak my native language as it is. So, yeah, King Freyr, great remix. Well, not great remix. Didn't live up to expectations, but it's okay. It's solid enough, I suppose. Really, like, there were a lot of unrealistic expectations, I'll admit, that I had for him. Like, mid-turn penalty cleansing at least once per the enemy phase, which obviously they weren't going to give him, but that's something he would have needed to be able to keep up. Actually, the thing that I thought was reasonable, that I thought he was for sure going to get, was 3 space penalty cleansing, and they didn't even do that. He still only has 2 spaces. So that was kind of an annoying thing. They didn't give him that. but he's giving a lot more bonus support. He's got Fringe bonus and Imbue now for allies, which is nice, and his weapon just gives him a lot more damage in DR, so in those rare instances where he does sneak attack the opponents, which it's not that hard for him to be able to do, if you're giving him stuff like Micaiah Ring and Reposition, and he can just like move a whole bunch of spaces out of nowhere, he does tend to get himself a couple of fights when you've got him on defense teams, and he'll be able to secure KOs a little bit more consistently. So, it's an okay refine. Yeah, not much else to say. He is a defensive mythic hero, though, so merges for him don't really matter. Just get one and done. Then we have the Arcane Sorin here. He's okay. Like, Ice Wall is okay. It's not logic. That's what you would want to give this guy now, is logic. Attack Res Havoc is okay. The new B skill, actually, from... Who was the latest Tome unit? Had a really nice B skill. I think it was Fallen Male Byleth, right? That's probably the go-to B skill you want for your Tome units now. At least the cavalry ones that don't have access to better options. And just in general, this is actually like a really solid skill. So Demonic Force, I think, would be something you may want to consider giving your Arcane Sorin for duplication. Other than that, like, there's not much else to say. He can turn someone into a save, which is nice. But I don't know. That's, like, neither here nor there. Maybe you need that. Maybe you don't. Just depends on the situation. So, yeah, he's okay. All right, then on red, we have Legendary Lilina, who, I mean, it is a little bit past her time now, but she is a unit that still gets a little mileage in those limited battles, considering the limited roster of Sword of Seals. So she can come in handy over there. Accompanied by Machua, who is another fodder bank unit. There's a lot of stuff you would want to give her, like a Duelist Blow, for example, for the A skill. For the C skill, maybe a Tempest skill, like probably the same one that came on that Ryoma. It gives you Kanto Distant, and then it gives you +1 movement. Can't remember the exact name of that one, because there's so many Tempest skills now. But, yeah, that would be the one to consider. And then she can, of course, run Echo skills. She can't duplicate Echo skills, sadly, but you could give her an Echo skill, because she is an arcane hero. So, yeah, and then probably give her Arc Rival, I would say. This is all speculation for how you would want to fodder bank her, not more so how you would want to use her, which, I don't know, she's okay, I guess. She has the Vantage tech, but if you're going to run a unit that does that, you'd probably rather just run Duo Marth. Okay, and then over on green, we have Offense Mythic Freyr, who not really as good of a spot as Gotoh, because she tries to Gale Force, and there's no way this unit is going to be one of your main Gale Force options. So she doesn't really serve a purpose as an offense mythic hero. Although merges for her would raise your score, so you can't discount that. And then she's accompanied by Vanitas. Actually, a cool unit to have on here, because the amount of things you can do with her, with skill duplication and her weapon still being like one of the best for arena, for the Demote Grima unit is really good with this one. He's one of the highest scoring options from the standard pool, not from the Grail shop. So you want to hook him up with stuff from Vanitas. And there's a lot of great skills to give her, because she's dragon and armor. And those tend to have access to a lot of exclusive stuff. So Vanitas is a great fodder bank. Then on colorless, we have Mythic Ashura, another offense mythic hero. So whether or not she's good as a unit is irrelevant. The fact is she raises your score, and if she's one of your highly merged up mythic heroes, then more merges is just more merges. Accompanied by the defense Bramamon here, who, yeah, he's seen better days. He was so awesome when he came out, but that was a long time ago, so too bad, so sad. This one is also a skip, I would say. Yeah, this surprisingly, I would say green is maybe the best color, just because Vanitas, and then Freyr, like I said, she is an offensive mythic hero. But there are a lot of rearmed heroes on this one, though, so that could increase the value of some of the colors, depending on what kind of fodder you've already given those characters. So let's wrap up these summons, and then we'll hop out of here. What do we want to go for? I'll go for blue, because I don't have Sorin at all. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, there was no green. If there was green, I would have tried to get a Vanitas, but we'll try for Sorin. All right, that's not Sorin, obviously. Also, I could have gotten Noish there. Noish, I'm trying to get him just to give his weapon to Wallace, who I've already plus 10'd. And then on this banner, let's see, what are our options? Okay, we'll go for red on here because I could use more merges on my Plumeria. That is assuming we even get Plumeria, which we're not gonna, but we can try. All right, so we get a Hinata, and there you guys go. Let me know what you were able to get on your free pulls on this banner. Once again, I reiterate, skip, 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 skip. And just hang on to the trailer that we're going to be getting on the 16th, which I think that's actually tomorrow, ain't it? Let me just check my phone real quick. No, it's not tomorrow. It's in 2 days. We're going to get the trailer in 2 days. So take care, guys, and I'll see y'all again on the flip side.